Hi YouTube! I hope that you can't hear, but the yard people are out doing stuff today. So hopefully you can't hear that. But today I'm going to be going over to the office and we are actually going to be starting our spider section today. I have 3 spiders already designed and ready to go. So I was wanting to go ahead and get those printed, and I'm excited to show you guys what they look like. I think that they're really good, but hopefully they come out good whenever we get them printed and cut out today. So let's go ahead and head on over to the office. Just made it over to the office. I already have my Cricut and printer turned on. I got my laptop out already. And today we're going to be able to mark off one of our checklist things, but I'm not going to check it off yet until we have our stickers printed and I have made the posting for them. But by the end of the video, we will be able to mark off opening our spider section of the shop. I already have 3 things marked off, as you can see: open moth section and start new morphs and restock freebies. Of course, restock freebies is always going to end up being up on the board as something that needs to get done with each sale that is made. But for the moment, that gets to be marked off. I don't need to do that for a little while. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the 3 spiders that I chose to do to start our spider section of the shop. And if you guys don't like spiders, I'm sorry that this video is gonna just be about the spider stickers. But you can just watch the other videos that I already have posted and come back whenever I post the next video. I know that some people don't like spiders or have a fear of them, an aversion to them, and that's okay. I mean, I guess people also have that to snakes as well. So I probably should have said that for my other videos. But I started with snakes, so I kind of figured that people would already know if they wanted to watch my content or not, based off of the fact that it started with snakes. But I digress. Let me flip you guys around so I can show you my 3 spiders that we're starting with. Here is the very first one that I did, and it is the Mexican red knee tarantula. And for my spider stickers, I decided, like with my moth stickers, to not put as bright a shine on them as my reptiles and amphibians that I have. So I, again, with like my moth stickers, feel like they might look a little bit flat, but then when I've talked to people about how they think that they look, they say no, they look good. So I think that it's just because I am kind of looking at everything in comparison to each other. ends up looking kind of flat to me, just because like with my reptiles and amphibian stickers, you can kind of see that I have like two types of highlighting that I end up doing on them, which makes them look really shiny. And then I also have the laminate on them, so they have the sticker shine as well. But without having them laminated, they end up on my laptop to me looking not as, I don't know, I guess not as much dimension, not as much depth as like my reptiles and amphibians, just because I don't do the double highlight on them. But with my moths that I did it the same way, and I think that it actually does look nice. Like, I don't think that they need the multiple shine overlay on it, especially because the sticker has the laminate, so it has the sticker shine on it as well. But that's kind of always runs through my mind. It seems like when I do these, it's just with like the moth and the spiders, they're not going to naturally have as much shine as the reptiles and amphibians, and I just need to I need that reassurance, I guess, that they are not flat. In my I once I see it as an actual sticker and see it with the laminate and everything on it, I'll probably be like, oh no, it's fine, it doesn't look flat. It's just again, because I'm looking at them in comparison to how I've done my other stickers already. In my head, I'm like, oh, what if it looks a little flat to everyone else? But I don't think that actually happens. But this is the Mexican red-knee tarantula, and after saying all of that, of course, about the highlight and stuff, I actually do really like how its little fangs and its body itself is looking with its highlights and shadows. And so I'm curious to see how it prints, of course, with its colors, because it is a little bit darker on the browns. So I'm hoping that that's not too dark. And then I did a jumping spider. This is the peacock jumping spider. It's the one, as you can see, everybody always really likes it because it puts its little back legs up and it raises its abdomen in its mating display, the males do, to attract the female. And so this is kind of the iconic like jumping spider that you might have seen before. And jumping spiders actually there's a lot of different species of them. I didn't realize that there was so many. There's like, I believe 120 or maybe 111. It's something in that range, though. There's a lot of, and they're all jumping spiders. It's one of like the biggest spider families, I believe, that we have. So there is a lot of different jumping spiders that I can do in the future, but this one is one of the like main, like iconic ones that people think of when they think of a jumping spider. the little spider raising its back legs and raising its abdomen. So I definitely wanted to start with this one. And I do have, I believe, 2, maybe 3 other jumping spiders already in the works. I have more tarantulas in the works as well, but I'm starting with kind of the most commonly known in the business, the hobby, that people do. So I got this little guy done, and I think he actually looks really cute. I love the pattern that they end up having on their abdomen. This one, like I said, there's a lot of different species of jumping spiders, and this is a peacock jumping spider, but this particular one is actually the coastal peacock jumping spider, which is teal with this kind of almost little like mustachioed little face kind of pattern on his abdomen, and they have little like fur fuzz that goes around it as well when they raise it. That's orange and white. And there's other peacock jumping spiders where it's a little more orange in the abdomen, doesn't have the fur. The pattern is a little bit different, but this one I think is the one that people mostly envision when they think of a peacock jumping spider. So I went with this one. He's really cute. And I am very happy with how he came out. One of the things that I was running into when I was trying to design these spiders was how fuzzy do I make them look? Because tarantulas and like the peacock jumping spider, they have a lot of fur, a lot of hair bristles on them, but I didn't want to make it too busy. So like with the peacock jumping spider, I just kind of made the actual really furry part look like fur, have the tufts kind of implied, and then his fangs are very furry, and so I made sure to make those fuzzy looking, but then I kept everything else a lot smoother. Same with the tarantula. I didn't actually put any indication of fur or hair bristles on it at all. I didn't want it to end up looking too busy. But I think that I don't think that it detracts from their detailing or any of their features to not have it in their design. And then the last one that I did was a wolf spider, actually. And a lot of people probably end up with a wolf spider coming into their house every now and then. They're very common for people to run into. They are actually not as aggressive as they kind of look like in this, I guess, their patterning and everything. To me, they look a little more aggressive than they actually end up being, especially with the name wolf spider. You expect them to be very kind of like attack, I guess. I don't know, that's just how I always kind of thought about it, but yeah, people, you can just like catch one and I guess keep it as a pet. I wouldn't recommend doing that though. Don't catch wild stuff and keep them as pets. But it's just, this is a really common spider. So I decided that this would be my third one to do. Most of the spiders in the hobby that people end up having are jumping spiders and tarantulas. And so I didn't want to have my first three spider stickers end up being, you know, 2 tarantulas, 1 jumping spider, or 2 jumping spiders, 1 tarantula, or do 4 and it be like 2 and 2, because that's not the only species of spiders that people have as pets or, you know, breed, but the third most common one is wolf spider. So I decided that I would do this one. And I also really like its abdomen, the abdomen and the thorax, or the head patterning on them. So those are the 3 that I decided to do, and I think that it's a good kind of variety that that we have going on, with this one being very vibrant, very colorful, and then the wolf spider, of course, being more kind of monotone with just browns, but very kind of detailed, I guess, patterning, a lot more kind of intricate than the other 2. And this one's kind of a like an in-between, where it's lots of browns, but then bright pop of orange and red. So I think, and no patterning on it. So I think that that also kind of was my thought process in it as well when choosing these 3. So I am curious to see how they print out. I definitely feel like they all should print really well. This one's the only one, I guess, that I have a little bit of hang up on, if the brown is going to be a little too dark in some areas where you might lose some definition of the shadowing. But other than that, I think that they all should do good. So I already have their pages ready and set up. So let me go ahead and we'll start with the Mexican red knee tarantula first. So let me go ahead and get that printed, and I will come back to you guys so we can see how it looks as it's printed out. Okay, the Mexican red knee tarantulas are done printing, and I'm going to flip you guys around so that you can see, but I think that the brown is fine. I don't think that that it was too dark, but let me flip you guys around so you can see exactly how it looks. So here they are, and I think you can tell that the brown came out not too dark, and it's not too vibrant or muted or anything like that. You can still definitely see the shadows and everything that I put on the spiders themselves, and I still think that you can see the highlights really well. We'll have to see how they look whenever we get them laminated, but I think that I didn't have anything to worry about. I just, I am always concerned with how the final product of any of my art will end up looking, and if it will be high enough quality that I feel like I'm okay with people putting money out for it. But I am very pleased with how these came out, And I am going to let them sit and dry and then laminate them. But, well, it looks like this one might have a little speck on it right there. But that should be okay. But I'm gonna let them dry. I can smell the ink actually on them right now. Because I guess the printer just had to put out so much ink to get this right color going. So I'm definitely gonna let them sit, and then I will come back to you guys whenever we're on to the next step for them. But I am very happy with how they came out, and that does make me think that the other ones are going to come out really good, since this was the only one that I kind of had a little bit of concern about. So I will, like I said, let them sit for a little bit, and then we'll come back with the next step. Okay, so the tarantulas just cut out, and I'm going to take them off of the mat, but I can already tell that it looks like they might not have done super well centering, but let me go ahead and get them off of the mat so we can look at them. And I was wondering if this was going to happen with the spiders, just because there is so many parts to cut out on them. And honestly, this grid that I'm using is not as sticky right here in this corner anymore. So I'm not surprised that it looks like the spiders right here close to where that corner wasn't sticking down very well didn't perfectly cut centered. I don't know if you guys can really tell that much. So I think, I don't know, these two might be, I don't know if I'm happy with those two enough to sell those, but the other three I think are okay. This one, this leg is just a little bit off. The other ones are fine. This one is shifted a little bit again on that leg right there, and maybe even on this leg right here. But other than that, it's fine. And then this one, I don't see any issues with this one. So this one's perfectly centered, I'm almost positive. So I'm probably going to end up doing another sheet of these to replace these two, because I don't think I'm happy enough with these two to sell them, since they're so off compared to the other three. I feel like it's just too noticeable on this, especially this leg right here on that one. And I'm going to probably throw this grid away. It's not sticky at all right there anymore. So I'm going to get one of my other grids out and do another sheet of this one. And I'll come back to take those off of the other grid and see how they did with you guys, because they printed, I like the color a lot. I think that the color came out perfect. I think that the laminate definitely helps with my worry of them looking a little flat. I think that everything else is fine. I just, when cutting them out, I should have used one of my new grids instead of this one, especially since the spiders have so much more detailing to cut than the snakes and other reptiles. So that's how that went. Not a fail, but not a success, I'd say, on the cutting part. So let me do a second sheet and I'll come back to you guys whenever it's time to see how those ones cut out instead. And I'll just hold these two back. I don't know, put them on a water bottle or give them to somebody that likes spiders. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope that you can't really hear that much background noise. The house is being cleaned right now. But I did get the stickers cut out on the second sheet, and it looks like they did correctly this time. I went ahead and pulled out my new Cricut grid, so it shouldn't have moved around at all in that location where the grid had lost its stickiness. And so it looks like from first glance that they cut out correctly, but let me set you guys up so we can go ahead and pull it off the grid and see for ourselves how they did. All right, I have you guys set up. Here is our paper, and I'm going to just go ahead and kind of get this off of this grid. And it looks like with the how many little segments there are on the spiders to cut out, they kind of peel off with the paper when I'm trying to get that excess off, which is fine. Makes it kind of easier to get them off the grid that way. But let's get these last two off that were on the grid. And I'm gonna kind of be a little more careful about it since they're kind of stuck on there, and I don't want to be bending them all up because they have all these little details. There we go. This one I might get my little pick tool out and kind of go around it because it was a little more stuck down than that other one was. Let me just kind of work my way around this guy. There we go. Okay. So let's assess here. I'll just move that to the side, and let's assess these together. This one looks perfect. It has a tiny little bubble right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's not really a bubble. I think there was a little speck of dust or something right there, but not super noticeable, and that's in the laminate. This one looks 100%. That one looks 100%. And these last two also, I think, look correct. So I think it really was just the mat didn't have its stickiness anymore, so it shifted a little bit when cutting out the first one. But now that we have that figured out, and we got all of these ones out and are good. Again, I'll just hold back those other two that I am not super happy with how they cut out, and I'll use the new grid for our last two spiders that we're going to be doing today. And I will go ahead and get our next spider printed out and come back to you guys when that paper is ready for us to look at. The next spider that I just printed out is the peacock jumping spider, and again I've taken a little peek already at it, and I think that the colors came out so good. I'm so excited to show you guys. So let me go ahead and flip you around and show you. So for these little guys, I could only get 4 on a page because of how big they ended up being with their little leggies stuck up in the air like that. I might end up changing the size of this one a little bit. I might make these 3-inch maybe. Right now they're 4. I might mess around a little bit with that, just because these look a lot bigger than the other spiders that we just printed. But other than that, the color I think is so successful with these guys. I don't know, what do you guys think? I really like how the blue came out. I love how the shine on their abdomen is. And I was a little bit worried with them that you wouldn't be able to see the highlighting very well on the light gray of their bodies. But I think that you can still see it very well. So I am happy with how these guys are coming out. I'm gonna end up doing another sheet of them just to start with, getting their section opened, since I could only fit 4 on this paper to start with. And then after that I'll mess around with the size a little bit more. But I'm gonna let them dry, and then we'll move on to the next step for them, which is laminating and cutting them out. So I will tune back in with you guys whenever they are ready for us to pull off the sheet. So the peacock jumping spiders just finished getting cut out, and I will show you guys, but I had a little mishap with the laminate on the jumping spiders, and I was just telling you guys how I was only able to get 4 on a page, and so I needed to do a second one anyway. And well, it's a good thing I'm going to be doing 2, because one of these stickers I'm not going to be selling. Let me just go ahead and get him off so I can show you. He got wrinkles I couldn't get out on the laminate, so he's gonna be getting held back. I don't know what I'll do with him. Again, put him on a water bottle or something. But I like his colors, and he cut out perfect. It's just his laminate got messed up. So that stinks. So I'm not gonna have 2 full pages to start with, but that's all right. It looks like all the other ones did good. So I'll just go ahead and get them off and do the second sheet of these guys. There we go. His little leggy didn't want to come off, but Yep, there you go. That's how they came out. Let me go ahead and do the second sheet, and I guess if something happens with that sheet, I will show you, but if not, then we'll move on to our final spider. All right, the wolf spiders just finished printing out. I haven't looked at them yet. I know that they're done. I've been reorganizing this over here to try and make it a little bit neater since I'm getting more stickers printed and need more room to put stickers up here. I've just been reorganizing this and getting postings started for things. So I have not looked yet, but let us come over here and take the first look together. So let me flip you around and we will both look at the same time. Here we are, our wolf spiders. And I think that they did really well. I am happy with how all the browns came out. I think that you can see the pattern nicely on all of it. The only one that you might not be able to see super well is the tiny little kind of diamond shape point that happens on the head right there. But other than that, everything else is good. I'm gonna let them dry and then I'll laminate and come back to you guys to see how they cut out. But overall, very happy with how all of the spiders are coming out today. And I was going to tell you guys, I almost had another mishap with the peacock jumping spiders. I kind of, I guess, psyched myself up about having to laminate the second sheet, and then I ended up with another wrinkle happening in the laminate, but I was able to prevent it from going on any of the actual stickers. It just ended up right in between them. And so I was I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna just completely mess up like 2 sheets of these peacock jumping spiders. But I was able to avoid messing up another sticker with the laminate. So we're gonna hope that I can do the laminate for the wolf spiders smoothly and not have another wrinkle pop up. But I think I just psyched myself out on having to do the second one because I was like, oh man, I can't believe that I ended up with a wrinkle on that first one whenever there was only 4 stickers on one page. But I was able to avoid it. So we do have all of the peacock jumping spiders are good. So I'm going to let the wolf spiders dry and then I will laminate them, and I will hopefully not psych myself out this time laminating it. I've been doing pretty good at laminating, and then it just happens where I'm not even thinking about it, and then I get a wrinkle on one, and then I'm stuck thinking and worrying about trying to laminate the rest of the stuff. So anyway, I thought I would give you guys that little update with how that went on my side. But now we will come back whenever we're ready to do the next thing with the wolf spiders. Our very last spider is done cutting out, so let us get it off of this mat and some of them are pulling up because of their little leggies getting stuck in the paper. Having some trouble right here. The sticker paper got stuck. All right, I'll clean this up more thoroughly after we get the stickers off. But they look like they cut out perfectly centered. So I'm very happy with that, because these guys have long, spindly legs. And even though I determined that it was the mat was the issue on the first one, I still was a little bit worried about their little spindly legs on these ones, but they all did perfect. Let's see, I might need my little tool on this guy. Come on, there we go. And there we go. We have done all 3 of our spiders. So let me set up to show you guys the final passover of what they look like, and then I will go to our outro. Okay, YouTube, so this is going to be the end of the video. I am very happy with how our 3 spider stickers came out today. I do have some other spiders already, not designed quite yet fully, but already picked out. So we'll be able to get those up once we get the section opened, and that will be happening very, very soon now that we have all of that done with printing out those stickers, and I took the pictures that I needed to take of them. But next video, I believe I'll be printing out some more flowers for springtime. I'm not gonna get them out before Easter, which is a little bit of a bummer to me, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe people would be buying some sticker flowers for spring, Easter time, but I am definitely gonna get them out at least at the beginning of April, so I will be able to start that kind of for a spring kind of sale, and then after that I'll probably do some more morphs while I slowly design our turtles for our turtle section, but that is what you can be looking forward to in the next couple of videos. So that's going to be the end of this video though. If you liked it, please feel free to leave a like, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought, what you're up to, your own shop, what you make, anything that you feel like sharing. And don't forget to also, of course, subscribe to the channel and push the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I put a video out. Down in the description below, I will have links to all of my social medias and, of course, my email for my shop as well will be down there. I'll have my email, my Etsy website, my Instagram, and my TikTok, and then I do have all of my links culminated in a LinkTree as well. So that's all for this video, and I believe that's all the YouTube things that I have to I have to hit at the end of it. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, YouTube!